Hi there everybody, and welcome back to the Axion Token channel. So in this video we're going to look at the white paper, so let's check that out. I hope you are enjoying your day, and look forward to talking through this white paper with you. So let's get on to it. We'll probably have a lot more people come over the live stream, but obviously all the people that are watching this afterwards, hope you enjoy us going through the new Axion white paper just released today. Very exciting. So let's get straight into it. We've got the official announcement on there, and we're going to check that out. So I'll just do a quick welcome, and hope you enjoy this. Once again, if you have any comments, leave some comments in the video afterwards, or hit up Discord with the moderators on Discord for Axion, and they can help you as well. So welcome to you all. All right, so just on the official announcement came out earlier today, about 5 hours ago, and it had good morning, good afternoon, and happy Saturday. Basically, we have an incredible exciting news with a long anticipated white paper. So basically it's been officially released. It's now official on the official website, which is axion.network, and it's basically clocking in an impressive 60 pages. We're not going to go through all those. Part of it is marketing and branding, and I've got a separate video on that, so you can see the video description after this is loaded up, and you can watch the marketing and branding part of it. So we'll be a bit shorter than that. We cover the Axion ecosystem as it stands today, including but not limited to our mission and goals, our solutions and business model, our ecosystem and features, and that will be very interesting to a lot of you, our token technology, our marketing and branding. As I said, that will be covered in a separate video which is already published, so you can check that out. Our helpful glossary and extensive mathematical formulations, business logic and data. And then incredible efforts across our team have been put into this document, so I'd love to give a special thanks to our mathematicians and scientific writers, our creative director, our strategists, our leadership team, and everyone else who has contributed. The best part of this is that our ecosystem continues to grow and flourish. Our white paper and documentation will continue to mature and expand as well. Much more is coming, and for the full official white paper, you can see the website here. And so I'm just going to post that link into the chat here, so that you can access it as well. So that's the link to the actual white paper. You can look at it in your own time or follow through as we're going through this live. So there we are, and let's get straight into it. We did actually, before we start, we actually did hit a milestone too. We had hit 5,555 stakes that people had to stake for 15.2 years, which is a huge milestone, and we just hit 80 billion Axion staked as well for that same period of 15.2 years. So congratulations to the community. Axion's on a real growth curve. It's very exciting times indeed. All right, let's jump straight to the white paper. Hope you guys enjoy this. I think it's beautifully rendered. We've got those beautiful color branding on there just to start off with. Axion. Axion is an ethical, community-driven cryptocurrency that rewards long-term investing with high-yield interest rates and weekly dividends. So it's a pretty awesome token to invest in, and this is the white paper version 1.0. Now I'm going to read through quite a bit of this, but not all of it, and I will leave a contents timestamp after the video that you can jump to the sections that you're most interested in. So I hope you enjoy that. All right, let's go to the next page. We've got why Axion, how investors favor Axion, and so these are some of the key reasons why you'd look at Axion as an investment. So an investment vehicle, Axion offers the first of its kind blockchain, so pretty neat. And it's powered venture capital, kind blockchain powered venture capital fund alongside high interest time locked saving deposits, stakes, and earns high interest via our smart contract. So it's a bit like a bank certificate of deposit that you may be familiar with, or term deposit, but it's really supercharged. So it's got lots of extra dividends and stuff like that on top of it. So it's pretty neat. A global cryptocurrency, Axion is a scalable, spendable global currency. Axion's professional partnership allows for a true world-class Visa sponsorship credit card, that crypto credit card that works directly with Axion. So we're going to have a fiat credit card gateway as well, and as well as the crypto. Orderly passive income, and this will be very important to many of you. Our innovative dividend mechanisms provide investors and Axion share owners with rewards in Bitcoin and other top cryptocurrencies. So that's coming down the line, so watch out for that. which are immediately liquid, while our Axion accrues interest upon its principal. So there's a minimum of 8% inflation per year, so it's kind of your minimum return on the certificate of deposit. It's pretty neat. But really, Axion's spreading out into a mutual fund where it offers multiple different cryptos, including the headline one, Bitcoin. So that's pretty neat. Why investors choose the Axion network? Our auction platform where Axion network investors participate in separate avenues of bids and purchases on upcoming auctions in return for Axion and different bonuses. And so there's two different type of auctions. We'll check out that later, and they're really valuable as extra dividends on top of that 8% inflation. Our staking platform, where Axion investors utilize their Axion tokens to earn shares by executing time-locked deposits, which in turn award dividends over a period of time. So basically, when you put an Axion in, that gets destroyed, and in return for that, you get some shares, and those Axion shares are the most valuable thing on Axion because they determine how much of the reward pool that you will get every day. So pretty neat. Our rewards mining platform, where network participants can utilize liquidity mining mechanisms in return for real-time bonuses in Axion. So the mining platform is more of a high-risk part of the product. So staking and auctions are pretty much the mainstay, lower relative risk and great returns. The mining platform is also for great returns, but just slightly a bit more riskier. I'm going to be doing a video on that. I'll probably be releasing that either today or tomorrow, and so hopefully that will be helpful if you want to look at the mining platform as well. So Axion by the numbers at the moment, this is currently a snapshot, 212 billion staked, 452 billion total supply, 78 billion staked 555, which is now 80 billion. So quickly these numbers get out of date. So they're as of the 25th of March 2021. And you can get up-to-date statistics at Axion.network, which is the main website for the Axion Foundation team, and 2+ million BTC paid to stakers already, only in 5 venture capital auctions. Outstanding, folks, outstanding indeed. All right, let's jump to the next one. We've got the white paper contents. So let's have a quick. We've got why Axion, executive summary, Axion's mission, why Axion exists, the Axion Solution, Axion's business model, ecosystem and features, ecosystem and penalties. So there are penalties for early unstaking and stuff like that. Obviously, if you make a commitment with investing or /staking, and you decide to withdraw from that, you're actually sort of breaking your commitment, and their penalties apply. So that's and that goes back to all the rest of the stakers. So it's great to be a staker. Ecosystem and features. Sorry, I talked about that. Token technology, marketing and branding, which is going to be a separate video. Summary, and then there's some appendix, glossary, and a disclaimer, of course. So pretty neat. Let's move on, shall we? So the executive summary. Basically, Axion offers a first-of-a-kind blockchain-powered venture fund alongside high-interest time-locked saving deposits that earn investors high interest of 8% plus additional dividends. And that's really the bottom line for you as an investor. If you're looking at that, that's kind of the rewards that you'll get, and they're pretty incredible, really. And some of those extra rewards are wrapped Bitcoin, obviously. Axion also acts as a scalable, dispendable global currency with its native token Axion, which is AXN on the crypto exchanges. Pay for anything in everyday life using Axion and Bitcoin dividends with our strategic partnership with Connect Financial, who offer a true world-class Visa-sponsored crypto credit card that works directly with our native digital token Axion, Bitcoin, and more. And that's coming out very soon. So you are, if you're watching this now, you're very much at the early times. This is very exciting. Axion allows anyone to earn on their investment via venture capital auctions, which is one of our 2 special auctions, and time-locked deposits on blockchain with Axion token. Share rates in Axion ecosystems are the most valuable asset as they determine the payout drawn from the reward pools, investment pools, and dividend pools. And that's what I said earlier. So even though you're swapping your Axion for Axion shares, your shares are the most valuable thing. Shares as they are in the Axion ecosystem are earned by staking Axion, with the share rate determined by the accumulation of users' shares divided by the total shares in the ecosystem multiplied by the payout for each day's reward cycle. All right, so in Axion we have a share rate, and that's it's currently about 1.12, and that goes up every day pretty much according to this basic formula. So it's determined by the accumulation of users' shares. Okay, so as more people stake, they get more shares, divided by the total shares in the ecosystem, multiplied by the payout for each day's reward cycle. Okay, so there's a ROI component in there as well. a return on investment. Network participants earn higher share rates by staking Axion for larger and longer periods of time, much like CDs, which is certificate of deposits that you used to from the bank, in order to accumulate more dividends and rewards. So pretty awesome. Staking Axion tokens earns investors liquid dividends while simultaneously earning interest on their principal, Axion, that is staked on our platform. Our innovative dividend producing mechanisms provide investors and Axion shareholders rewards in Bitcoin and other top cryptocurrencies which are coming. So Bitcoin's already here, which are immediately liquid with their Axion accrued interest upon its principal via our smart contracts for users' desired period of time based on their stake length. So basically you invest a certain amount of Axion, which is worth a certain amount of US dollars, and you set that up for a certain period of time, and you keep getting rewards every day from the reward pool and from the auction. So it's pretty exciting. Not only that, but the investment that you make is actually secured on the blockchain, on the Ethereum blockchain, as a smart contract. So it's cannot be changed. It's pretty neat and it's decentralized. So it's pretty awesome in terms of security. Trust and transparency in the Axion network is based on mathematical principles, blockchain technology, and smart contracts on the Ethereum network. Additionally, our highly experienced team and cooperative community members offer an unparalleled level of support to ensure a simplified, safe, and secure process in understanding and participating in our decentralized platform. So it's pretty exciting. And so part of that in that last paragraph was that Axion actually has professional service moderators on their social media platforms like Discord, Telegram, that actually help you as well. And they're all extremely knowledgeable and extremely helpful. And so they are great for you if you're wanting to get onto the Axion staking platform. Let's go down to number 3, Axion's mission statement. Whoa, this is getting exciting. Axion's mission statement is to build an ethical ecosystem designed for digital asset portfolio growth and a scalable passive income solution for all investors. So that's the actual asset value of your investment has potential for going up, and also you make an income from the 8% per annum plus the dividends from the auctions. It's pretty exciting, folks, indeed. And so that's pretty neat. Hey, we've got Patricia in the chat. Hi, Patricia. White book, not white paper. Yeah. And so for all investors, so it's pretty neat. And there's a wonderful slogan that Axion has, which is "Welcome to hashtag a better way to crypto." So if you are into Axion, then spread that hashtag around as much as you can. That'd be really helpful. Number 4, why does Axion exist? So in the past few decades, adoption and growth of financial technology, what we call fintech, products and services have increased in a rather substantial and secular fashion. Into the multiple trillions of dollars of market capitalization, fintech is both the innovative technology and the industry in which new financial service-based applications, business models, processes, and operations and products are created and utilizing by corporations, entrepreneurs, and consumers. So all those great new technologies and all those great users that are using it, it's pretty neat. The digitalization of financial instruments has proven to be ever more useful and prominent in more recent times due to the global pandemic of 2020-21. 2 examples of accelerated growth in fintech services through the pandemic includes the digitalization of payments and the otherwise conventional financial services being delivered digitally. So obviously banks have certificate deposits, and so Axion's offering a certificate deposit. Banks offer mutual funds, and Axion's kind of offering mutual funds which pay out multiple dividends and multiple income streams. They're invested in different things, so it's pretty neat. From being unable to visit local banks, let me have a look at from being unable to visit local bank branches in order to make deposits to obligatory work from home requirements. More often we see consumers and clients utilize services that are entirely digital, and so we've seen a lot of that, people doing that. So the emergence of blockchain technology has demonstrated disruption in centralized economies by introducing decentralized economies of scale. So that's really just expanding the platform. Transparency and of user control. The introduction and rise of Bitcoin illustrated the strength of distributed ledger technology, DLT, by showcasing and retaining immutable data and unprecedented level of security on the blockchain. So basically it's just saying that Bitcoin is a coin on the blockchain and it's Bitcoin's own blockchain. But there are multiple blockchains. Ethereum is one, and Axion is a token on that blockchain. So pretty neat. By showcasing, where we go here. So by showcasing and retaining immutable data and unprecedented level of security on the blockchain, thus reducing fraud and maintaining global accessibility to a digital payment system, cryptocurrency. So it's way better than using cryptocurrency is way better than using fiat currencies because if you do a SWIFT transaction on a banking system, it will take you up to 3 days, whereas crypto, for the most part, is instant or close to instant. So it's pretty incredible. It's a game changer. And it's still early days. Beyond Bitcoin, there exist other blockchains and cryptocurrencies, most notably Ethereum, another decentralized global ecosystem that not only introduces digital money and worldwide payments, but applications as well. So it's not just about having the crypto token, but actually applications that get built onto it that are basically financial little systems, and they offer a lot of services to people. Building upon the foundation layers of financial services systems and blockchain technology has brought forth one of the most substantial and integrative growth economies on the Ethereum network, decentralized finance, which we call DeFi. So that's one of the most common terms that you will hear is decentralized finance, which is short for DeFi is short for that. So pretty amazing. These particular applications utilize cryptocurrencies to offer a new paradigm and typical banking systems and products like lending, private payments, and earning interest. So really, cryptocurrency is majorly challenging traditional banking environment with their products and offerings. DeFi has amassed over US dollars 39 billion on March the 1st, 2021, just from just a roughly US 1 billion exactly 1 year ago. So that's 39 times bigger within a year. So the growth is tremendous, exhibiting an exponential 39x growth in total value locked. So that's pretty cool, and you've got this awesome chart showing that climb over that time period, or just over the last couple of months actually, so pretty neat. So we've got some quick stacks here. Bitcoin market capacity 912 billion, Ethereum market capacity 178 billion, and number of worldwide Bitcoin wallets 68 million, so pretty amazing there. Enter Axion. Axion is a decentralized financial application and network that is designed to increase the purchasing power of its ecosystem participants through providing a mathematically viable interest accrual model through inflation in its platform executed by blockchain smart contracts. While Axion provides ecosystem participants stakers, so if you stake, with interest paid in its native digital token, Axion at the end of the mutually agreed upon staking period, it also uses, so basically that's just saying that you put a certain amount of money in for a certain amount of time as an investment. It also utilizes Bitcoin's liquidity on the Ethereum network by awarding tokenized Bitcoin, which is wrapped Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has its own network, but the wrapped Bitcoin that you get with Axion dividends is on the Ethereum network, and it's basically back 1 for 1. So it's pretty cool. So 1 Bitcoin for 1 wrapped Bitcoin. So you can swap between the two. It's pretty neat. To stakers in the form of liquid dividends, and they're liquid too if you enter the auction, so pretty neat. And if you staker, they're liquid as well. You can withdraw them at any time. Axion's staker class can earn and spend tokenized Bitcoin globally efficiently and with trust and integrity on the blockchain, with the amount of both dividends and interest earned based on the aforementioned share rate that individuals users have accrued by staking. So basically it's saying that at the moment you can get wrapped Bitcoin as a staker and by entering what we call a venture capital auction, and you can withdraw that immediately. Whereas the standard Axion stake is your reward is in Axion tokens, and you get those at the end of the staking period or investment period. So that's pretty much the summary of that. We've got some really cool pictures of staking platform, the Axion staking calculator, and the mobile website. So it looks pretty neat on those pictures. So Axion is an ethical, community-driven cryptocurrency that rewards long-term investors investing with high yield interest rates and weekly dividends, and that's huge. That's really quite game-changing in the world. So, and you've got couple key components there. The ethical part, that's very ethically and community-driven. So it's a wonderful thing to be involved with from that point of view. And it rewards long-term investing with high yield interest rates and weekly dividends. You get those two wonderful things together in Axion, so it's pretty amazing. All right, so here's the Axion slogan, and it's fantastic. It really sums up well Axion spirit. With Axion, you can. And you can see by that proposition that we just had earlier there, Axion is an ethical, community-driven cryptocurrency that rewards long-term investing with high yield, interest rates, and weekly dividends. Really, Axion, with Axion you can. So you can get both of those things together. It's really quite wonderful. All right, so the Axion Solution, number 5. Axion aims to solve common traditional finance concerns and issues, which range from antiquated banking practices, and we all get frustrated with banks, right? Centralized governance and authority, and immense low interest rates and returns on investment. So interest rates at the moment for a standard certificate deposit or term deposit are like 0.3% in some places. They're very low. So Axion offers you a minimum of 8% inflation plus the dividends from the auctions that we run every day. So pretty neat. The problem, low interest rates, the Axion Solution, superior interest rates. So the low interest rates globally are the lowest they have ever been in history and represent the true economic fragility. Over several decades, there has been significant downtrend in interest rates and are expected to continue to stagnate. Even if interest rates begin to rise, the process of such would take several years or even decades to be at a sound investment levels. So you're probably seeing that if you go into a bank, the interest rates are very low, and you're thinking, boy, I can't do much with that. They're way under the actual inflation rate. So superior interest rates, Axion generates an 8% interest rate directly to the network participants through fixed inflation and an optimized system built for scalability. This minimum 8% yields generates market-beating returns in addition to the other token benefits such as liquid dividends, which is that's why it's the supercharged certificate of deposit. Legacy banking CDs or certificate deposits. Certificate deposit is a product traditionally offered by banks, brokerages, and credit unions worldwide and provide their customers a favorable interest rate compared to a standard savings account. The premium is offered in return for the customer locking up their funds, basically, and for an agreed period of time, months and years. Unfortunately, traditional CDs or certificate deposits just don't offer the outstanding or appealing interest rates, with the majority of them well under 1.5 or 2%, yet the amount of capital invested on CDs worldwide is well into the trillions of dollars. So people are investing trillions of dollars for those low returns. Cryptocurrency CDs, by contrast, Axion Investment Products is the crypto equivalent of a CD. Axion provides its network participants a CD equivalent product at a minimum baseline interest rate of 8% on the blockchain for maximum safety, security, and transparency. Axion has also introduced similar traditional CDs features such as emergency unstake, early withdrawal penalties to incentivize successful longer stake periods. So there is a penalty, and they're quite heavy if you do unstake early, because it's really about your commitment. Once you make that stake, you've committed to that period, and if you do pull it out, you get penalized, and those rewards go back to other stakers. So just take that. The interest rate that Axion offers stakers is far more than any traditional CD investment locked-in period on the planet, and that's very true. Hey, so welcome everybody to the live stream. Hope you're enjoying this walk through the Axion white paper. It's Axion explained, and hopefully for all those people watching afterwards, this is helpful with the slight extra information I'm providing as we go through. So the problem, legacy fiat dollars and the Axion Solution, crypto smart contracts. So fiat currencies are inherently locked to their representative governments and are subject to fiscal policies influenced by politics, changing administrations, and foreign policy. They also serve limited purposes like the paying of goods and services and are not reliable as stores of wealth and do not inherently offer any smart features to provide their owners opportunities for growth. However, the crypto smart contracts that Axion provides is a cryptocurrency that allows for important and beneficial functions that can be programmed into the smart contracts on and within the Ethereum network, which is the main network it's running on. Your investment is secured by trustees blockchain technology in addition to allowing unique, secure, and verifiable smart contracts, which you can see on the Ethereum blockchain, to run on the network, giving your Axion the power to grow and develop over time as new features are expertly coded. And Axion has an incredibly great coding team, development team. So you might be asking, what are smart contracts? So Axion is a cryptocurrency that runs on the Ethereum network, and which is a decentralized blockchain network that not only manages transactions from one currency to another, but from one wallet to another. So if you're going to invest in Axion, you do need a wallet on the Ethereum blockchain commonly people use MetaMask, but also allows for unique code to be run on its network in a secure, verifiable manner. Smart contracts can be summarized as computer code that self-executes or automatically executes specific functions or agreements to run on this decentralized network, the blockchain. So here's some of the functions that the Axion smart contracts have. They have daily auctions, token buybacks, staking tokens from auctions, early exit and withdrawal fees, a fixed inflation rate, the network staking, share distribution, bonus multipliers, implementation of longer stakes that pay better, calculation of payout pools, automation of payouts, big paydays accruing yearly for stakers. So that's another extra bonus that you can get. There's 5 big paydays over 5 years. And every 350 days that you're staked over those periods, you can get those. Pretty neat. Referral bonus programs and payouts of wrapped Bitcoin dividends, which is very eye-catching, and we're all enjoying them. So if you're not staked, then something you might want to get hold of. Within all of these functions exists complex code that has taken expert development over several months. The majority of the code is also public for transparency on GitHub, where a lot of people put their code. There has also been an independent economics audit to ensure the platform has infinite operability for decades to come. These are the benefits of Axion being a cryptocurrency on the world's most popular and trusted blockchain, Ethereum. So that's pretty neat. Now let's get down to the very exciting Axion's business model. So an Axion's business model can be explained in just a few steps. There is the acts of acquiring Axion, staking it, and then receiving dividends based on how a user chooses to stake. So that's how simple the process is, really. You've got to do those things to get involved on Axion. In the most simplest terms, staking is locking up cryptocurrencies to earn rewards. And that's really, if you take any takeaway from this, that's really the main one that you should take away. Axion, number one, acquire Axion through auctions or Uniswap. So we typically recommend that you either, if you've got more than $1,500, then you should go through the auctions if you want to stake for a long period of time, and you get those bonuses from the auctions. If you've got less than $1,500 at the moment, we generally suggest that you go and buy Axion on Uniswap and stake it. But that will change over time depending on what happens with the Ethereum network. Number two, stake Axion on the Axion platform. And then 3, earn dividends and spend Bitcoin. So it's pretty neat. So a lot of the wrapped Bitcoin you get means that you're not going to sell down your Axion as much because you're going to get wrapped Bitcoin. So it's very cool, and it helps sustains the Axion underlying value. It's pretty good stuff. Staking within the Axion ecosystem is different from other definitions of staking within a blockchain-based ecosystem. Traditionally, staking refers to the consensus algorithm that supports a blockchain network with regards to operations and security, referred to as a proof of stake. So these get into some more of the technical aspects of the blockchain. Axion's network is already secured by the underlying blockchain, which at the moment is Ethereum, the most utilized blockchain in decentralized finance. So that's good to know as well. So step 1, acquiring Axion through auctions or Uniswap. A user will perform 1 or 2 actions: purchasing Axion by trading it from Ethereum on the Uniswap, a popular decentralized automated market maker, or by participating in the auctions. Now the auctions actually sit on the Axion staking platform, which is connected to the Ethereum blockchain. There are 2 separate auctions, regular auctions and venture capital auctions. And so now we're getting to the really exciting part of the product offering on Axion. The regular auctions raffles accumulated Axion tokens between users in proportion to the participants' bid in Ethereum. So to get into the auction, you need to use Ethereum, and you need a MetaMask wallet as well. And you can add a MetaMask wallet to your browser, something like a Chrome browser would do. Any leftover Axion from the auction rolls over into the next weekly auction. When a user places a bid in Ethereum, 80% of the Ethereum ETH is used to instantly buy back Axion on Uniswap, and the received Axion is distributed as dividends to the staker class. So that's pretty cool. So 80% of Ethereum that goes into these auctions is going to come back to you as a staker. It's pretty awesome. In proportion to the amount of shares that you hold. So the more shares you hold, the more of the reward that you'll get. 90% of the Ethereum is Axion, and that goes to the Axion development marketing team, the Axion Foundation profit, whereas 1% goes to the Eden Reforestation Project. So Axion has 1% of that amount go to replanting trees, and it's really cool, and Axion's a big partner in that. So Pretty exciting. Where every 10 cents donated plants one tree. The Axion founder owns no Axion tokens and is paid directly through the Axion Foundation. So that's very important to know. So it's very community driven rather than driven by one leader. So it's pretty neat to see. All Axion received from this auction, including referral bonuses, must be staked for a minimum of 60 days upon withdrawal. The stake length may be increased to 5,555 days, which is 15.2 years, by increasing the stake length and more shares the user receives in return, which results in more dividends received from the auction buyback. So that's the main outtake for you. If you're seeing this, by increasing the stake length, you'll gain more shares and you'll receive more dividends in return. That's the big outtake there for you if you're new to Axion. Then we have our second one, which is venture capital auctions, and these are super exciting at the moment. This is the one that offers wrapped Bitcoin, so as dividends. So there are 2 venture capital auctions per week on Tuesday and Friday. Each of these particular auctions have a maximum cap of 1 billion Axion for a total of 2 billion per week. So that's 80% of the Axion that's up every week is in these venture capital auctions. Venture capital auctions bring a new dividend asset class in the form of wrapped Bitcoin. Yeah, everyone loves the Bitcoin, and which simply utilizes Bitcoin's liquidity on the Ethereum network. The venture capital auction investor also receives an immediate 10% bonus in the form of liquid wrapped Bitcoin direct to their wallet. So as soon as their bid transaction is confirmed. So basically, people that bid in Ethereum into the venture capital auction, they get 10% of that Ethereum back in wrapped Bitcoin instantly in liquid that they can spend. Plus, at the end of the auction, they'll get all the Axion that they bid in for based on the final price of the auction. So it's a terrific result for them. Let's quickly move on for there. So the order stake period for VCAs are a minimum of 100 days, so they're twice as long as the regular auctions, longer than the normal auctions in order to offset the additional reward paid in wrapped Bitcoin. Venture capital auction investors may choose to stake for anything between 120 days up to a maximum of 5,555 days by adjusting a sliding scale with the date attached. Longer auto stake periods for purchasing Axion benefit greatly due to the big paydays and longer pays better bonuses. So those 2 extra bonuses that you can get, the big payday bonuses in Axion, and the longer pays better means that you get 20% more shares per year that you stake. So that's huge. That's really big. So that's why people are staking for 15.2 years or 5,555 days, which is what we call the max share club. And we've already got 80 billion staked for 15.2 years. Incredible result, and well over 5,555 people staked so far for that. Pretty neat. While also securing a better share rate. So obviously, if you stake today, you'll get a better share rate because the share rate will go up over time. So that's why you get a lot more shares if you do it now. So everyone is chasing down shares in Axion to get more of those rewards. The rewards of VCAs are wrapped Bitcoin, where 85% of all Ethereum raised is used to purchase wrapped Bitcoin and distributed across the staker class. These dividends are liquid and withdrawable at any time. So this is very different from the regular auction. So we had 80% of Ethereum in the regular auction go to buy Axion on the market and then give that back to stakers, whereas in the venture capital auctions you got 85%, which is 5% more higher, and all Ethereum raised going to buy wrapped Bitcoin, not Axion. So you're going to buy wrapped Bitcoin on the Uniswap, and that's paid back to stakers. But that in the regular auctions, you have to wait till your stake matures to get the Axion that you got. But in the venture capital auctions, you get that wrapped Bitcoin in real time on your staking dashboard, and you can withdraw it at any time. And the fees are pretty decent to get them out too. So it's pretty awesome. So there we are, and a further 10% bonus to bidder and 5% of the Axion Foundation profit. So for the bidder, they get 10% wrapped Bitcoin back, and the Axion Foundation gets 5% of the wrapped Bitcoin for their marketing and development and stuff like that. In the near future, additional alternative coins, altcoins, dividends will be introduced. So what will they be? They could be Cardano, could be anything. Fantastic. These are other top cryptocurrencies. So very exciting future for Axion stakers in the future. Users can find the auction portal and more here. So there's a link there. I've actually put the link in the video description. So pretty cool. All right, so step 2, staking Axion on the Axion's platform. The Axion staking platform is where users lock up their Axion in exchange for shares to earn dividends over time. And that's the key outtake for you if you're new to Axion. The staking contract temporarily burns Axion. So that key is temporarily burns Axion because you get all the Axion back at the end, plus your interest in dividends. Payouts from rewards payouts drawn from the reward pool and investment pools, dividend pools. So there's so many reward sources that you can get by staking Axion. A user's share rate is determined by the accumulation of users' shares divided by the total shares in the ecosystem multiplied by the payout for each stage reward cycle. Network participants earn higher share rates by staking Axion for larger and longer periods of time, much like the traditional CDs, in order to accumulate more dividends over time. That's why you're seeing 80 billion Axion stake 15.2 years, because they get, well over 3 times more shares as a bonus. So it's pretty neat for them, and they get more of the reward pool. Step 3, earn dividends and spend Bitcoin. We like that. Axion shareholders that are staked in the ecosystem earn dividends in the form of tokenized Bitcoin, which is the token is WBTC on the exchanges, which can be withdrawn and spent. While the principal Axion accrues interest that is able to be withdrawn at the end of the staking period. So all the Axion's components get drawn at the end of the staking period, but your wrapped Bitcoin dividends from the venture capital auctions you can get straight away. It's pretty neat. Alongside the principal amount of Axion, when the user ends their stake, their shares cease to exist and their Axion is minted and sent to their respective wallets. So that's very important to know too. So you're going to get, that's when you're going to get your stakes returned. Ecosystem features, shares and interest. Alright, so this principle behind the staking system is to lock Axion amount for a period and convert it to the shares on the start date at the stake. That rewards longer staking according to the longer pays better bonus mechanism. These shares are used to calculate a daily interest in Axion over the stake period. Each day, a total interest to be shared among all stakers called to the payout Axion is calculated in the given equation. So we've got total payout Axion, and we've got the formula total liquid Axion and total staked Axion and auction buyback Axion. So I'm not going to go through these particular formulas, but they're there for you to see, and you can see the different parameters here. So basically, you're going to invest your Axion, and you're going to get the interest and dividends back at different times. So that's basically what these formulas are talking about. So there's the interest calculation, and so you've got a couple more formulas there. You've got each stakeholder's daily interest payout is calculated in proportion to stake shareholder's share percentage, and so that's in this formula here. And the SSP is the current day is here, where it's got where the shares are calculated at the start of the stake is constant over the whole staking period. So you've got a lot of the mathematical formulas, so you can go through that, and that will go through all the staking interest that you would and payouts that you'll make. Now, this longer pays better. The idea behind Axion's longer pays better functionality is to reward users that stake for longer periods of time, much like that a standard certificate of deposit. The longer duration of the stake, the more shares that you earn as a bonus. And here's the formulas for those here. You can see the basic shares, staked Axion divided by the GSR, and so you can see that there. And then you've got the amount of long pays better shares here, and you can see the formula there. We won't go through all that technical stuff there. And you've got the longer pays better formulas here. You've got the multiplier as well in there, and you can check that out. The number of shares. We've got the bonus multiplier equation as well, and then we've got this nice chart. And we'll look at the nice chart. We've got number of stake days, and we've got the multiplier here, and just shows you that obviously the longer that you stake, the higher the multiplier is, and that's what you want. So basically that's how it works with the longer pays better. So pretty neat. Let's jump here. Bonus multiplier versus number of stakes, and so there's got more technical aspects there. Example of shares received from 10 million Axion versus the number of stakes days. So it's got some different sliding scales and translations there as well, based on the. It's hard to see on my chart on my screen, but that's got the sliding scale there. So mining, liquidity mining. Axion has created its own liquidity mining platform that allows participants to provide liquidity on Uniswap. So this is very exciting. This is more higher risk reward than the staking and the auctions. Axion has created its own liquidity mining platform that allows participants to provide liquidity on Uniswap, Axion's preferred open market, to buy and sell Axion to earn additional awards in Axion. Users deposit liquidity provider tokens on Uniswap and get rewarded in liquidity Axion rewards that are calculated on a block by block basis. On average, a new block is created every 13 seconds, and therefore users can see their rewards withdraw rewards in real time. This initiative incentivizes liquidity trading pool provision for the Axion ecosystem, where rewards are accrued on top of the standard fee generation for Uniswap. So I'm going to be doing a video on this, and this will probably be out either later today or tomorrow, and it will show you how to actually do this. So there's really two main steps. There's you provide Ethereum and Axion on Uniswap to help the liquidity in the buy and sell pool, you also, or the trading pool, and then in return you get what they call liquidity provider or LP tokens, and those LP tokens will give you a share of the fees on the Uniswap platform. But in addition, Axion's decided to offer a reward incentive on top of that, which is very, very exciting. And it was originally 5 billion Axion tokens. And you can then take those LP tokens, go onto the Axion staking platform, and then deposit those LP tokens to get a share of those rewards, which are currently around about 4 billion now. There's about 150, 160 days left to go on that. So that's pretty exciting, and that's pretty neat. So you'll get, at the moment, you'll probably get about, if you did 1 Ethereum and the corresponding amount of Axion, so let's say 2 Ethereum worth, you'll probably get about $7 a day for that at the moment. All right, so the initial, this initiative incentivizes liquidity, gone through that part. In order to participate, users must deposit their mine into a mine on our platform page found below, and then follow these simple steps. So these are the summaries, and they'll be in the video that I'll be posting. Purchase or own Axion, fund the Uniswap liquidity pool with Axion and Ethereum equivalent. Upon adding liquidity, Uniswap generates you LP tokens, which is liquidity provider tokens, as a proof of your deposit. And then you can deposit those LP tokens on the portal, that's the Axion staking portal, to earn rewards in Axion while supporting the ecosystem. Within this platform, there exists 3 non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, that interact directly with this particular contract: the OG 555 2.5 million one, the OG 555 100 million one, and the liquidity provision NFT. These are 3. 2 of them are for stake that were issued earlier on in Axion's life for people staking 15 years, and the other one is for people that provided liquidity at the beginning of the Axion pair, and so they got given NFTs. And each NFT, if you hold all 3, each individually, each NFT gives you a 10% bonus to the liquidity allocation if held in your wallet. So if you had all 3, you'd get 30% bonus on top of the normal APY. So the normal APY without those NFTs it ranges between 90, probably 80 and 125%. Depends on how much is in there. At the moment, it's around about 80, 90. Plus, if you had those 3 NFTs, you'd give another 30% on top of that, so it'd give you about 120% at the moment. If you just had one, then you're probably looking at going from 90 to 100%. So that's how that works. All the statistics and rewards liquidity mining platform can be found here. So there's a link there. You can see that in the link that I've done there. Jeffrey says Liquid also pays good. It's a great area for me though. Liquidity mining. Yeah, so liquidity mining pays very well, but there is the risk of impermanent loss on the Uniswap pair. So if you enter at a certain price of Axion and the Axion price goes down, then you will face so the revenue that you make on top of it is an income revenue, but imagine that your capital that is going to face an impermanent loss if the price goes against you. Obviously, if you're very bright with the outlook of Axion, as I am, then you're not too worried if the price creates an impermanent loss, because it could create an impermanent gain over time as well. It's pretty much the difference between an income loss or a capital loss. So that's what the impermanent loss is talking about, the original amount. So if you put Ethereum, two Ethereum equivalent in, so 1 Ethereum and the equivalent in Axion, then if the price went down lower than when you entered, you would create an impermanent loss. If the price went up when you entered, then you're most likely to make a gain in your capital, and that doesn't include the income that you're going to make from the Uniswap fees plus the Axion reward bonus in the mining pool. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Thanks, Jeffrey, for a question. That was a good one. Global share rate. Now, this is very important to learn. When you're staking Axion, you will then be impacted by the global share rate, and that goes up over time as people stake. And so you've got to be aware that if it's better to stake today than in the future. So the Axion ecosystem has a built-in inflation over time, since the total Axion volume is increased for every stake. So there's the formula: total supply of Axion equals the total liquidity Axion in the day plus the total staked Axion is increased on every stake. auction and big pay day event where additional Axions are minted. This means that the total interest payout increases over time, which in turn increases the daily payout per stake. In order to control inflation, the number of shares for a new stake is reduced over time by increasing the global share rate factor a small amount every day. This means that a new share rate, a stake converts to fewer shares if a user starts a new stake tomorrow or at a later date, later instead of today with the same amount of Axions. So basically, it's better to stake today than it is, say, in a month's time because the share rate is going to go up every day pretty much. This is also an efficient way to reward longer staking over gaming strategies with multiple staking, unstaking, staking. So people might do short stakes over time and gain Axion at the end of the stakes and then try and compound it. So whether the share rate is the compound factor, so if you're asking around what can you compound, really it's the share rate will always do better than unstaking and restaking, unstaking and restaking strategies to try and compound the interest on the principal. So you won't beat the share rate basically. So gaming the strategies are multiple. A new GSR update procedure was introduced in February 15, 2021 with a start value of 1.09. So that was where it restarted and increased each day according to the following equation. So this is the equation that we want to look at. So GSR, that's the global share rate, day minus 1. So this is a bit more complicated than maths. I didn't really want to go too much in the maths on this one. 1 plus scaling factor a day and the growth factor, where the different parameters are GSR day minus 1 is the GSR value on the previous day. The growth factor day is the main parameter used to automatically control GSR increase, and scaling factor is an inflation rate change control parameter that may be used for additional decrease or increase rate of the GSR update amount. So it does seem that if the number of shares are reduced, that that the GSR can decrease. So that'd be interesting. Currently fixed at 1. The current factor for the current day is calculated as the growth factor equals APD. So there's a bit of formula there. You can check that out in your own time. The current growth factor measured over 15 days from February 15th is 0.009733, where the APD is fixed at 0.002198, and an average contribution on the auction buybacks 0.007541. In order to illustrate the effect of growth factor on GSR update, the current GSR update function must be written using days relative to February the 15th, 2021, and there's the formula for that. This gives us, I was hoping they'd have a chart on it, it's an emission estimate. This gives a small increase from day to day, but this gives a small increase day to day, but after 1 year and 2 years, the GSR value is increased from 1.09, so this is the key outtake for you if you're reading this, as 1.09 to 1.55 and 2.22 respectively, respectively, with a corresponding decrease in number of shares for the same amount of Axion staked. Okay, so that's pretty jump. So we're going to jump basically from that 1.09 after 1 year to 1.55, and after 2 years to 2.22. So that's a dramatic drop in the amount of shares. I think by year 4 it is 3. I think it's 3. So that's pretty dramatic. So definitely better to get the shares today. Those shares that you have today will be worth so much more if the price even stays the same at the moment in 3 or 4 years time, just because their share rate is moving up. So pretty cool. All right, so note that the GSR example equation above is assuming a constant growth factor day, and that's the key one that I was saying, but it will vary in the future due to the variations in daily payout amounts from the auctions as shown in the growth factor equation above. So these are the key variables moving the GSR, or the global share rate, and that's the one that matters to you when you're staking. But basically, if you're an investor, you want to stake today because you're going to get a better rate. When a user stakes for a longer period, in addition to increased number of shares from the longer pays better mechanism, remember that's the long pays better is getting 20% more per year up to 15 years, which is over 300%. The total interest is also earned over a longer period, resulting in an exponential effect on the interest versus the number of days staked. In order to describe the relationship, we assume the total supply and auction buybacks Axions are constant for each day and may thus simplify the equation. So there's the equation there. I'm not going to go through all of that because obviously breaking down those things will take some time, which shows a quadratic effect from the number of days. So quadratic means that it's just going to this sharp increase like that in the chart. So if you imagine you have a chart like that, it's going to be really steep. So that's pretty cool. It's not quite as strong as exponential, but it's pretty big. Equation 16 is used as 2 examples to illustrate the effect of the start of a day of a stake with the following assumptions. So not sure if we'll go through that. You can read those scenarios there in your own time, but let's go to the chart and see what they have. So basically, you got the Axion 40. So basically, you got the same thing. So figure 3, case 1, no auction. I think we've got more charts. Let's go. Yeah, we've got all these scenarios here. Case A, B, shown in these charts. So figure 3 below depicts the Axion payout at the end of the stakes for 10 million staked, given an interest rate of from 6%, 305%. And figure 4 below depicts the Axion payout at the end of the stakes for 10 million stake, given a net interest range of 11%. I think that's 11 there. So you can see the different curves there for that. It's interesting, but it's not the end of the world for you. It's really something that if you're interested into the maths, you can see the comparison. So here's another one of the rewards. So obviously with the shares, you want to get more shares with the share rate. Longer pays better, pays you a lot more. Now we've got the big paydays. Now this is actually paid out in Axion, and it's like an additional reward. So you get the 8% inflation, you get the dividends from the 2 different auctions, the venture capital auction and the regular auction, both in Axion and Wrap Bitcoin. And then you also get big paydays. So there's another rewards that you get. So Axion is a certificate deposit that really is supercharged with these extra bonuses on top of that 8% inflation. So big paydays are a valuable reward mechanism that was built into the Axion ecosystem to incentivize longer stakes. There are 50 billion Axion tokens allotted to the big paydays over 5 years for stakes that are locked for the required amount of days or more. Users that stake at least 350 days will be eligible to receive the first big payday reward allotment, and that's coming up in October. The users that stake at least 700 days will be eligible for the second, and so forth until the 5th big payday is released. So you really need to have those 350 days stacked up together in your long term. So the big payday contract holds the big payday tokens and releases them on the appropriate days based on the stored information and used data within the contract. So the calculations for the amount of tokens distributed across the 5 big paydays are year 1, 10%, and year 2, 15, year 3, 20, year 4, 25, and year 5, 30. So the longer you stake, once again, Axion's going to reward you for staking. You get more shares for staking longer, you get more Axion on the big paydays for staking longer, and you get all of the big paydays if you stake longer. So pretty awesome stuff. And if you stake longer, you also get more of the reward pool from the venture capital auction, from the regular auctions, and from the 8% inflation. So if you stake longer, you're the bigger winner. And over time, your shares, which are the most valuable thing, will be worth even more, because in a year's time, people will get a share rate of 1.155. In 2 years, they're going to get a share rate of 2.22 based on the assumptions of the global share rate. So pretty amazing stuff. Stake longer. So number 8, ecosystem penalties. I'll just grab a glass of water. Is big payday liquid, says Jeffrey? No. Big payday you get at the end of your staking period. So all the Axion benefits you get at the end of your staking period. It's only Wrap Bitcoin that you, at the moment, that you get liquid. Obviously, if they do altcoins, they'll probably make those liquid as well, but we'll have to wait for the final details. So hopefully that helps you, Jeffrey. Good question in the chat there. Ecosystem penalties. Obviously, if you're going to make a staking commitment for a long period of time, people want you to be committed, because that's really what you get, all those rewards for being a committed staker. And that takes, when you stake, that burns the tokens, and so the tokens are out of the market, and that helps support higher prices over time. So therefore, you get bigger penalties if you break that commitment, and they go back to existing stakers who say thank you very much. So on top of all the other rewards I said, you also get those penalties, and they go back through the auctions. So it's an indirect way of doing it. The staking feature allows the user to unstake before the committed time in which they are staked for, although the user will incur a penalty for this action. Once the user initiates an unstake, a warning will occur to inform the user that there will be a penalty induced. So you do get a fair notice. The payout due to an early unstaker is calculated based on the days that they were staked for. Thus, the payout is their principal, plus the summation of the payout they receive per day. The penalty is a percentage of how early the user unstaked versus their commitment time frame. The number of days committed, the number of committed days left of the stake divided by the total committed days. For example, a user stakes 100 Axion and receives 50 Axion as their share, and the payout pools for the days that they've staked for. A user commits to stake for 100 days, but unstakes early after only 20 days, so that's 20% the way through. The payout penalty would be 80% left over 100, or 80% of the final payout. The final payout is 20% of the interest earned and plus principal. Only 30 Axion will be returned, which is 20% of 150, and all early unstaked penalties for the day are tabulated and added to the auction pool the next day. So you can see that clearly you wouldn't want to do that. So the user stakes 100 and receives 50 Axion as their share. They only stake for 20%, so they're going to only get 20% of that 150. So that means they'll get 30 back, and that means that they basically got hammered on, lost all their principal on that scenario. So you don't really want to do something like that. Is the lesson there. Late unstakes. Let's get on to it. So if you're late unstaked, the system penalizes the user for leaving their stake. So if your stake has matured, it's ended its term, but you haven't withdrawn it, you will need to, you will get a late unstake. At the moment, there's a amnesty or whatever. There's a period where you're not going to get charged any penalties until I think it's the 8th of May. So you've got into that period if you've got an existing stake. But if you're new to this, then these late unstakes will probably apply to you in the future after the 8th of May. The system penalizes the user for leaving their stake unattended after their committed period has ended, although there is a grace period of 14 days. So this is the normal way. You'll get 14 days grace period. At the moment, there's a 2-month sort of period where there's no penalties, and that ends on the 8th of May, my understanding. So 14 days is what will normally be in the future. So if you're watching this in the future, that's what you'll probably be facing is 14 days where you get no penalties. But if you don't take out your matured stake after that, or withdraw it, or upgrade it, or top it up, or whatever you're going to do, you need to you will start getting charged after 14 days. Now the final payout, principal plus payout, is penalized at a rate of 0.143% per day or 1% per week. So basically it's going to take you 1% per week is going to take you probably 2 years or so. What's that, 52 weeks? So yeah, probably two years to totally lose all your amount that's in there. For example, if a user pays out 100 Axion is available to claim at the end of the 50-day stake period, the grace period will be from 51 to 64 days or 14 days. The penalty period initiates after day 64, where the 0.143% is deducted from the matured stake reward. So it's just for the reward there. And in 2 years, an unclaimed stake will have been entirely lost, which is what I said earlier. All early unstaked penalties for the day are tabulated and added to the auction pool the next day. So there we are. So just take note when you have matured stakes. All right. So we're going to quickly go through the token technology, and hope you guys are enjoying this read through and some of the extra added explanations there. Now, if you are into the mathematics, you can go back and have a look at some of those formulas in more detail. Token technology token. The Axion token is an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain, which is a technical standard for the network. The functionality of the token allows minting via staking, sub-balances, and auction manager, and the auction contract. It is important to note that the minting tokens is only permitted for required function calls. The staking, briefly and on a technical level, staking within the Axion code will be presented as follows. The staking method allows a user to stake for a maximum of 5,555 days, so you can't stake longer than that, or 15.2 years that is. The unstaked method allows a user to unstake their Axion and receive based on the parameters below. There are two main functions to calculate the staking interest, calculating staking interest and get amount out of penalty. Now you can actually go into the Ethereum blockchain and under the Axion token, and you can actually see, if you go into contract, you can actually see all these functions that are in the contract on the Ethereum blockchain. So that's what these are referring to. This unstake method, this calculate staking interest, this get amount, and you can actually connect directly. Instead of clicking through the Axion staking platform, you can actually connect your MetaMask wallet in a Chrome browser or something like that to this actual contract on Ethereum. So if you wanted, you can actually directly interact with it rather than through the Axion staking platform. That's what these functions are referring to. Token buybacks Axion from the auction are sent to the staking contract, and the make payout functions is called once per day, which burns the bought back tokens. So in some of those features, there'll be methods and stuff and sitting in behind them. Once the tokens are burned, they are distributed to stakeholders via the payout variable within the contract. The staking contract holds data from the version 1 staking contract address to allow cross compatibility between version 1 and version 2 contracts. So now we have two of those now. The staking contract also holds the total share supply and total stake supply. Auction contract. The Axion auction contract operates with both daily and weekly auctions. Additional rewards to daily auctions are attributed to the early and late stake penalties. The daily auctions are filled via the auction manager. Additional rewards for the weekly auctions are filled via previously undersold auctions and are primarily fitted, probably finally filled from the auction manager. I think I might sneeze here, so I'm just trying not to sneeze. Ethereum deposited on regular auctions is used to buy back Axion from the open market in order to distribute them to stockholders and the foundation on the 80-20 basis. The venture capital auctions, however, occur on Tuesday and Wednesday of each week. VCAs are simultaneously landed on weekly auction days. Will disperse additional tokens as per the contract functionality. The auction contract holds the data for all prior auctions in the Axion's ecosystem. So that's where that is. You've got the auction manager. So this is if you want to know what that is. Fills big paydays with tokens, maximum 50 billion over 5 years. It also fills the auction pools with a maximum of 200 billion tokens over 5 years. The auction manager is operated by the foundation and secured with the NOS Safe, the most trusted multi-signature wallet of Ethereum. So that multi-signature means that that takes a number of people. I think it's either 3 or 5 to actually put these funds in to do these Axion to run the auction manager. So that's got that security there. Big paydays. The big payday contract holds the big payday tokens and stores all the requisite information from about each of the 5 big paydays. On the big paydays, the contract transfers big payday tokens to the sub-balances contract. So this is more of a technical side. So if you're more interested in just about the investment side, we've probably covered quite a bit of that, but we've got a few more of those topics coming in. The sub-balances contract is utilized by the staking contract to hold stake session information. The stake session information is used to calculate big payday rewards to stakers. Sub-balances are what pays big payday rewards to users. The big payday rewards are only payable after stake withdrawn from the big payday is over. Sub-balances also hold data from the V1 staking contract to allow for cross-compatibility with V1 and V2 contracts. So V2 gives them the flexibility to do a lot of other things. So pretty neat. All right, marketing and brand. Now, I did a separate video on marketing and branding, so I'll leave that in the video description after this is finished loading up, and you can go and watch that. It is on the channel now, and I think under the marketing folder, and so you can check that out. That has all the main marketing updates since the launch of Axion over the last 134 days or longer. Might even have pre-launch stuff. So there we are. So it's got the branding, marketing and branding there. You can check that video out. You can see some pretty awesome stuff here in there, and pretty cool. It's got a few extra things in here, but you can sort of see that the Axion's focused around this normalization, vehicle normalization, build and distribute. So internal marketing, web campaigns, search optimization. So that's some really cool stuff. We might actually just going to go through this first bit just briefly. Not sure if this stuff is actually in the original one. So the marketing community-centered and ethical finance approach is vital for Axion to achieve adoption. So this is really interesting to a lot of people. After the community approved $50,000 a monthly marketing budget from the development fund in December 2020, Axion hired a marketing team to roll out full-scale marketing in January 2021. The marketing team came from within the community, bringing a strong and diverse set of market skills. The team rolled out a 3-phase plan to promote Axion throughout the year 2021 with a steady increase in marketing spend. This came with core promises from the marketing team that 1. The administration fee of the marketing team would be 50% staked to max. The new team member would work first to build the team from within the community and promote contracts that include long-term investments by employees. And 3, there would be a full transparency of marketing spend available to the community. So that's all happened. The underlying marketing strategy is about transforming Axion from a better way to do crypto, which is the hashtag slogan. This starts the branding Axion as an ethical finance community-based investment vehicle. The strategy revolves around pillars presented here, and this is pretty cool. So we've got Axion vehicle normalization, community transparency, engaged traditional cryptocurrency, engaged traditional finance, and that's a big difference from a lot of markets. So there's two main takeouts so far. One, that Axion will have a marketing budget, and they've got a marketing team. Not many cryptos have that at all, if any. And number two, they are also not just targeting crypto markets, but actually traditional engaged finance markets as well. So that's massive for onboarding. Utilize Discord community and SEO brand building. So some pretty stuff there. We've got a minimum 50% marketing fund staked with 555 days, periodical social partnerships for engaged crypto community, and target global financial districts, tailored ads using traditional finance language. So pretty nuts neat there, and obviously on Discord and with the SEO branding. So pretty powerful stuff here. This is really critical part of Axion's future. So we've got with these 5 pillars as our guide, Axion marketing is split into 3 phases for 2021. Phase 1 is all about asset creation and team building, followed by our online campaign coinciding with the launch of VCA. So VCA launched on the 12th of March. We've had 5 of them so far, very successful, all of them. And so now the marketing is really starting to ramp up over the next weeks and months and years ahead. So pretty exciting stuff. So section 1, internal marketing. Section 2, web campaigns, and section 3, search engine optimization. So the internal marketing is Discord, social media banners, Axion Today co-marketing, Axion Divs video events. So that's pretty exciting. Traditional investment media, traditional crypto media, and broad internet market for the web campaigns. This is the middle one that a lot of people see more visually. So that's going to be pretty exciting. And I love the traditional targeting, super duper. And they've already got contracts with like international business services, stuff like that. So pretty awesome. And then obviously awesome search engine optimization, traditional investment media. So that's going to be huge too over time, getting a real strong presence on Google and other ones. So pretty stuff. We've got here, Sean says, Jeff says, so I guess the compounds your holdings, more divs. Yeah, that's right, with the share rate, the global share rate does that. And it outdoes trying to unstake, restake. Sean Wilson, welcome Sean. Does interest accrue compound over the 15 years? It does via the share rate, Sean. So the share rate, so what share rate you get at the beginning really it determines what you're going to get in terms of the number of shares. So it's implied in the share rate. By focusing on all of our web presence, marketing set out to build a world-class committed internal team to execute on this plan. In Q1, marketing launched its initial campaign with a team of 5 to announce an Axion VCA to the globe. Strategic partnerships with Danger Digital for SEO and onboarding of a creative director, which is Joel, and the formation of an internal marketing team built from the Axion investors came together. So this is community-led investors that got really good expertise in strategy and marketing that have come together. The team not only produced and launched a full campaign in a week's, but did so with a full revamp of the website and a full released brand guide reviewable by the entire community. So I think the new website's coming out too, with the digital brand, digital digital, such a tongue twister for me, I don't know why. This branding guide lays out the do's and don'ts of Axion marketing, including tones and sketches. So I've covered this next section in the other video, so you can see the link below. Covers the Axion mission, which is pretty cool, which is to build an ethical ecosystem designed for digital asset portfolio growth and scalable passive income for all investors. So if you're looking for passive income, Axion's just a wonderful place to consider, and obviously we're doing really great. It's got the brand foundation, the brand personalities in the other video, the narrative messaging, as well, the visual identity, so the branding, logos, what to do, what not to do. So really transparent with the, normally you don't see this stuff, normally it's in-house for marketing teams. You've got the design language, the beautiful Axion blue, pretty neat. You've got all the fonts that you can use, so Fira Sans and stuff like that. So that's in another video, you can check that out, and we'll just wait to come here. So here's the second part, which we haven't seen this before. This is brand new. So that first part of the marketing was brand new. The branding we've seen already, so I've got a video on that. The global growth phase. Now this is new, so we'll check this out. Emmergerd, welcome. Great to see you. Emmergerd's one of our moderators, and great to see you here. awesome, Andreas, that you're here. So global growth phase, this is very exciting. Phase 2 and phase 3. So that first one was phase 1. So if we go back up to top there, you can see that this one here was phase 1. Let's go back up here. I think I'm having a bit of trouble there with my mouse. So Q1, phase 1 and 2 is this build and distribute, okay, 2021. So we've got all that happening. And then we've got the next phase, which we'll just scroll back down again. And we're just about there. And we've got Grace phase 2. So they're in phases, and quarter 2 and 3. So phase 1 is quarter 1 and 2, and phase 2 is quarter 2 and 3. And so we're still in phase 1, quarter 1 of phase 1. So we're still ramping up there. And this white paper came out nice and early. Pretty cool. So section 1, ad refining, analytics to track effectiveness, continue new media, more Discord events, very cool. Print campaign, 10 banner ads. So we've already seen a banner ad up on Dex Tools, which looks fantastic. 10 banner ads, 5 international periodicals, and 20 major financial markets. So that looks pretty stellar to me. So look forward to that. And just be patient with the team with the rollout. Marketing takes time to roll out and has to be synchronized, has to be smart, has to target the right people. And so just it's going to be fun stuff right there in that print campaign. Build public media view, 5 international campaigns, 10 fast growing crypto markets, taxi, bus and billboards. So some physical presence as well to beef that up. So phase 2 will continue to refine our message and ads. This means branching into new media, building our megaphone to reach the full and expanded investor population beyond Discord, and facilitate the building of Axion as a dynamic investment tool. This phase will target a minimum of 10 major financial districts and build on ethical finance brand. This would include potential public media campaigns like buses, taxis, and billboard, etc. So you've got a nice, cool little bus there, all decked out in our branding. Stake Axion, earn Bitcoin. So pretty amazing. And so that's the sort of stuff's coming up. Very few crypto investment projects on the planet have a professional marketing team, actually have a marketing budget, and actually have a marketing strategy and plan. And so you can see here, it's exciting for Axion. Axion is looking at preeminent position in this space, and also pushing the boundary on certificate deposits and mutual fund offerings. It's really quite game changer, and doing it in an ethical and community-led way. So huge congrats to the Axion Foundation team and all the people that have joined. It's fantastic. So big payday push. So in this is the next phase, phase 3, which is quarter 4 2021, Q1 2022. So this is on a calendar year. Section 1, big payday push, amplify long-term staking, market to bridge big payday fall, and continue advertising. Number 2, international event, Bali celebration event. So a lot of people are talking about that. I know that Patricia's looking forward to going to that, and many others. So Patricia's one of the hosts of Axion today, and that looks really like something that's going to happen. It'll be very exciting indeed. Axion Crypto Conference, launch competition for attendance. So that's huge growth. That's looking at the Q4, Q1. So that's pretty exciting too. Deflationary launch, pushing staking to above 95%, initiative buyback event, advertising shift to reflect above. So there's deflationary policies potentially coming down the line, and buybacks would be the first. Well, max shares the first one, buybacks would be the second one, and then potentially further out you might see NFTs, but they could be earlier. Just depends on how that rolls. I imagine they're going to be on layer 2, so we'll see how that goes. Phase 3 will last from Q3 to Q1 2020, comprised the build up to and execution of Big Payday 1. So Big Payday 1 is obviously a big deal, which is like October, I think 29th, something like that. As we reach this important milestone and dependent on the global travel situation, the team is building up for an international celebration event in Bali for community investors. This event will celebrate of the tremendous work done by the entire community, and be launching a platform for the very next important phase of Axion's evolution and decentralized mechanisms. This will be announced. This will be the announcement of the full plan of the long-term inflationary stability that the community will use to make Axion a truly permanent fixture in the world of cryptocurrency. Yeah, you can't do much more exciting than that. The Axion team also recognized that the marketing cryptocurrency landscapes can change overnight. Since the marketing team is staffed, created and funded by its community, will always be flexible to make sure to deliver the absolute highest value to Axion community investors. And there's a nice billboard there. Want to earn Bitcoin dividends for the next 15 years? Can't do much better tagline than that. Then with Axion you can. So pretty cool there. And then it's got the little hashtag there. So pretty neat. So we got to the summary. Well done. If you made it to this far, or you've jumped through the timestamp after watching this live, then congratulations. We're now at the summary. So we hope that this white paper has shown you, a potential investor, the quality of the token that the team has created. Axion is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the crypto community, and we hope that you will consider being a part of it. From the incredible deflationary tokenomics to the twice weekly Bitcoin dividends, the incredible community and the rock solid branding and the marketing plan, there's something for everyone to get excited about. The following pages are packed full of information, from a deep dive into the mathematical mechanisms of the token itself, hypothetical investing scenarios to prove the benefits of the staking system, and useful global features, definitions of all the crypto lingo that you'll need as an investor. We're incredibly excited about where Axion is going, and we're excited to have investors like you go along for the ride. Sincerely, the Axion team, which is pretty awesome. That's a really nice poetic summary, and very cool indeed. So let's see if there's anything else. I think there's a couple more. There's the appendix. So we've got the appendix here. So it's got quite a few things in there. It's got a retrospective. So we're going to probably go through this part there, and what else have they got here? They've got, we probably would miss those sections, and they've got quite a few charts that you can check out. We'll check those out and go through that. And then we've got interest FX. So there's quite a lot there to go, and page 46. So that's the end of the summary. So if you're happy with the up to the end of the summary, hopefully it was really neat for you. We're just going to briefly go through the last sections here, just quickly through the appendix. And so if you want to join us for the appendix, you can see the timestamp after this live stream. So pretty cool. Jeffrey Riordan, Yahoo, absolutely, with that summary, was really nice. It's very bullish for Axion, professionally set up, international marketing, smart targeting. So every dollar that's spent is spent wisely. We have sustainable marketing from the auctions and the dev team, and that's ongoing. We have a wonderfully smart, intelligent team running strategy and marketing and business development, and also product development. It's very exciting indeed. Emigrat really liked the design of the white paper, for example, the tiny Axion logos and all the icons on page 23 and 24. Yeah, it's just awesome stuff there. We'll just jump back to, we're on 36 there, but let's jump back to page 23 just take a little break before we pursue with the appendix. We've got page 23, 24 there. So this page 24, so you've got these little things here on the top there and the left there, yeah, so quite nice little logos on there, that little sign there. Not sure if you can see my mouse, but it's top right corner there. So let's jump around and we'll go back down. Once again, the links in the description, it'll be in the video description, it's also in the chats, so you can check through that. And so we just finished the summary. We're going to start the appendix very quickly. This gives a bit of a background if you're not familiar with Axion. This is actually quite useful. Jeffrey says he did the classic buy the top, sell the bottom instead of holding. Right, yeah, so I'm not sure. We're not talking about price on this chat. We're just talking about the white paper, so we'll move on. Thanks for the moderation. Axion was launched on the 13th of November 2020. The ecosystem was initially implemented using immutable contracts, but due to the lack of flexibility, some weaknesses discovered during the first 5 months of operation, it was decided to change the whole system to be immutable in the so-called Layer 2 upgrade on the 17th December 2020. This decision was a game changer, where the new system may be continuously monitored and optimized for users' profitability, and where new feature and services may be added. So that gives you a bit of a history behind Axion when it started. In this session, we will explain how the Axion ecosystem works in more detail using real data from the launch and up to the current date. The data is fed into the simulation system that has followed the features, playback of real data showing the history of main system parameters, continuously monitoring of the system performance using a recent data, extracting statistics from historical data to simulate and predict future behavior, and if needed, use analysis and simulations simulations, I should say, to adjust parameters or functionality for optimized users' profitability and system longevity. So lots of nice big words there. The staking system is a main feature of Axion's ecosystem, which rewards longer staking using the longer pays better bonus mechanism. Once again, that's the 20% bonus per year up to 15 years. 15.2 years. The daily interest payout to stakers can also be viewed as an inflation on the token itself, and it is vital to make sure that the ratio between the liquid and stake tokens is an optimal balance, since this will have a direct influence on the token exchange value, which is central to make the system profitable. Note the optimum interest value is dependent on several parameters and will change over time as the ecosystem grows more with more users and new services. In the next chapters, it will be shown examples of how interest payout systems work and how it can be continuously monitored and controlled to ensure optimum balance for the investor's long-term profitability. Note that the future prediction examples, which span over 6 years, are based on staking statistics over a short period of time and may very well change in the future, and examples should therefore be used as an illustration. The main intention is to show the Axion ecosystem has necessary instruments to continuously tune the system for optimal performance. And that's a very important aspect to know, that the team can tweak things as required to reflect supply and demand and value. So you got perspective, you got main days here. Axion layer 1 was launched on the 30th of November 2020 and so forth. And so I just got a comment here, lost their value on a month, swapped out already. United States will do the same Axion. I'll just do anyway, so we're just moving on. So Axion Layer 1 was launched on 30th November 2020, which was called Day 0 throughout this. All days in the session are referred relative to Day 0. Main days are 16th of December 2020 and 17th December 2020, 19th December 2020, 15th of February 21, and 17th of February 21. So these are the different days that they've done certain changes in the predictions. Then they had the statistics there. So you can check that out. It shows the statistics from these periods. So you can check all that out if you want to look at the simulations, staking statistics, and these are the staking statistics they actually had. So it gives you an idea. Not actually able to blow them up that easy on here live stream, but you can blow them up using the link below and check out those staking statistics during those periods. And that's quite insightful if you want to look at what the staking has been. Main system parameters, the main findings. GSR procedure does not work well in layer 1 and mega auctions, but GSR fixed to day 93. New procedure works well from day 94 and 106. So it's then playing around with some of those GSR changes and so forth. So here's the total supplies, billions, global share rate. So you got those here. So this is quite interesting. The total supplies, total liquid Axion, total state Axion, total shares. So it shows you the trends there over the relative days predictions. So interesting there. Shear rate as well is also shown, and daily interest payout millions is shown there too, relative days, and daily interest rate shown as well. Accumulated interest payouts shown there as well, relative days, and so forth. So it gives you some idea what they're doing there. And then, so we'll move on to the next chapter. In this chapter, we will show some simulation examples. So there's some more simulations there as well. You can check through those as well. Now, the main findings are the auction amounts and buybacks factor are the main inflation and interest drivers. Reducing the regular auctions and starting the venture capital auctions will reduce the inflation significantly, but will still be higher than planned amounts. And obvious control mechanisms to reduce the auction amounts over time, which is the pretty much the plan. Longer staking is better strategy for total outcome than repetitive staking, unstaking. So that's where that compound thing interest comes in, the share rate built into the share rate, global share rate. The scaling factor may be used to control mechanism to change the rate of the global share rate and thus balance the profitability of staking. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that scaling factor, but that's the way that works. So there's the global share rate, some charts there. You can check that out in your own time. Daily interest payout as well. So a lot of these simulations. So the main outtakes we went through. So we'll just jump through all these charts. You can check those out, like I say, in your own time. And we'll jump through there and Yeah. So then we get up to this final section. Actually, what's this last top surprise? Yep. So we get up to this last one. The glossary. So we've got all these different terms that you can read here, and there's a couple of pages of that, I believe. So it goes through all the keywords in the Axion community. You can check those out in your own time as well. No need for me to go through all of those, but there are some very important ones if you're familiar with the shear rates and things. You can go through, there's quite a few pages. We're just going through those now. Some of the key ones that you probably want to know is the auction, venture capital auction, the regular auction, things like that. The share rate is something you might want to know. So there we are, it's got a white paper. Just going back up through these. Venture capital auctions, something you might want to know. What else would you might know? Tokenomics, is this economics for the tokens? What else there? The staker's share percentage, that's a very important one for you to know. So depending on how many shares that you get, this is your percentage of the reward pool. So the share pool is how much of the share pool you own. The pool has 1 billion shares in it. You will own, if you own 10 million shares, you will own 1% of the share pool. Pretty simple like that. What else we got here? Longer pays better, obviously, is one of the key Axion terms. The core component of the Axion longer pays better means that investor will get significantly more return on their investment in the form of higher APY or annual percentage yield and Bitcoin dividends by staking their investment for as long as possible, up to a maximum of 15 years. The longer the stake, the greater the shares an investor receives, thus the better dividends. So that's very important for you to know. Liquidity mining, also known as software mining, where the network participants can submit their liquidity in the form of contributing equality, matching, and ETH and Axion to the Uniswap pool in return for real-time bonuses and Axion tokens, which is a video. Got a video coming out on that as well, on how to do liquidity mining. Now, in liquidity mining, you got impermanent loss, so it's very important that you know that, and so we'll go through that as well. But when the assets in the liquidity pool goes up in the value compared to others, the dollar value of the assets provided by liquidity miner is lower compared to the just holding of the initial deposit. If one of the assets doubles in price while the other stays the same, impermanent loss is around 5.7%. So there's the one that if you're going to do the mining pool, that you just got to take that into account because that affects your capital, not the income. So that's it. What else we got here that's interesting? That's to do with Axion. A lot of the rest of these terms are to do with cryptocurrency generally. Obviously, the dividends are what you earn from Axion staking, the form of Axion and or even wrapped Bitcoin, often abbreviated as to divs. We've got the buybacks. Token buybacks are a function of our auction contract. When someone bids ETH to our auctions, a proportion of that ETH is instantly used to purchase either Axion or wrapped Bitcoin for Uniswap, which is then used to reward stakers. Then we've got big paydays. Big paydays are a value reward mechanism that was built into the Axion ecosystem to incentivize longer stakers. There are 50 billion Axion tokens allotted to big paydays over 5 years for stake that locks for a required amount of days or more, which was at 350 days for the first one, 700 days for the second one, etc. Just add 350 days on for the first 5. So pretty cool. And then auction, and we're a bidder is a person who bids in our auctions. We have the regular auctions and the venture capital auctions. So if you decide to put Ethereum in those, you're a bidder. Where Axion investors enter a bid of ETH in return for a fair share of Axion, the daily auction pool. So those are the auctions that we run. And those are the main Axion specific terms in there. Rest of it is cryptocurrency or financial market terms, but you can go through all those as well. So let's have a quick look. We've got a couple of comments there in the chat. Looks like the moderator Andreas is having fun time with that. So we'll first finally read this Discord, and then we'll go to some of the comments in the chat. The white paper document is the schema or the content or materials thereof. I might actually have to read this over here. Thereof are intended to be financial advice or a solicitation to purchase any digital asset token or financial investment, nor is it any recommendation to purchase Axion token. The document is used for informational purposes only. Before deciding to invest in Axion token, ensure that you understand this document as of March 23rd is subject to change. A best practice may suggest that you are educated and informed by an advisor before deciding to invest in Axion token or any other tokens or cryptocurrencies. So it's very important that if you need financial advice, you get professional advice. There are risks involved in investing in cryptocurrencies. Investment in digital assets such as tokens are inherently speculative. Values of the Axion token can or may fluctuate due to market volatility. All the assumptions ecosystem simulations, excuse me, opinions and statements in this document are idiosyncratic of the Axion network and therefore are subject to change. So it's important to know that despite all the good things, there is that disclaimer that you must take, prudent advice and financial decision making. So that's the end of the white paper. I think that's terrific, pretty neat. You can see the last page there. Axion 2021, Axion Foundation, all rights reserved. Well done to the team. It's got designed with love by, let's see who has designed with love, and by Call Me Jace in Oregon, USA. So congratulations to Call Me Jace. Pretty well done to Joel and Punky and all the rest of the team, the dev team, Jack, everybody. T Daly, the whole crew, all the moderators, pretty neat. And you can see there's a pretty epic piece of work, 60 pages, full transparency, community driven, and just a brilliant job. We got strong marketing, strong products, strong platforms, and a bright future. And obviously, if you want to be a part of it, you stake Axion, you get some shares, and you get some of that reward pool. You get 8% minimum inflation, plus you get auction dividends from the regular auctions and venture capital auctions, and you also get the upside of the big paydays, which is 50 billion spread over 5 years. And obviously, the longer you stake, the more shares you'll get. The more shares you get, the more rewards you get. And obviously, there's a great community as well with full ethical and transparency. Axion is definitely changing the game. So I hope if you agree, please subscribe, like, share, hit the bell for further videos. We pretty much full on cover everything about Axion, auctions, staking, mining, you name it, marketing. We do it all on this channel. Let's quickly check the chats before we wrap up this video. Been going for another an hour and a half, which is pretty good. Once again, I'll put timestamps on the specific section so you can just jump to them if you want to look at particular ones. Jeff says, check out the amount of wallets holding Axion. It's growing, not shrinking. Yeah, so we've got almost 18,000 wallets with one Axion in there. Our active wallets are actually growing. We're well over 11,000 now, and the marketing has only just started ramping up. So very exciting stuff happening for Axion. Yeah, average around 100 a day, crazy. Yeah, and that's going to just increase dramatically. We're pretty awesome stuff going there. Glossy is awesome as well, says Andreas. So much details put into this white paper. Absolutely full credits to the Axion team. This is really, they're setting the standard in cryptocurrency for sure. It's very exciting. Jeff, it's 8% APY for each year for all 15. Yeah, so 8% per annum each year. Yeah. It is indeed 8% each year, mate. Yeah, wow. Dividends excluded. Kudos to Joel for design work. Yeah, big kudos to Joel for all the design work. So if you see this video, congratulations. Well done. Top-notch job. Very cool indeed. Alex K, amazing, very detailed and well-made white paper. Absolutely. Cheers, mate. Good job. Awesome as usual. Says Vince M. Hey, welcome, Vince. Good to see you on here again. And Alex K, today, finally, we did wrap Bitcoin withdrawal at 80 Gwei. Was less than $8 to withdraw. Amazing, and that is fantastic. Once again, if you want to make those sweet dividend withdrawals, try and time your gas fees in the weekends. Particularly Sundays help a lot. We get those lower Gweis. We all wait for Ethereum 2.0. That should help as well. But once again, thanks very much for going through that, and I hope you enjoyed. Once again, I'll see you in the next one, and we're going to wrap up here. So thanks for watching. And join me for tomorrow. I'll probably be tomorrow for my big launch live stream. It will be a similar time as today, and we'll be live new platform for promoting Axion and onboarding new people. Oprah Rick, big ups to Axion. Bless. Yeah, absolutely. Really nice. All right, catch you guys later. Cheers. See you tonight for the close of the auction.